All right, and welcome to the next video where we're going to be talking about the conversion pixel and how to use it. Now, you've learned and just saw how to use page-like ads to really optimize your targeting, and then how to use the reports to gain the amazing insight into the actual optimization of the keywords, the demographics, and the gender, and a lot of stuff. And that's really how we use the power of Facebook in so many different ways and the tools that Facebook provides to give us a much higher success rate with all our ads, because we use certain strategies which we are sharing with you here that allows us to really take the guesswork out, okay, and really take that to the next level. So what is a conversion pixel and how to use it? Now, like I said, we've learned how to target, we've learned how to optimize our targeting, but now let's take this to a whole different level where we can now create things like well, I'll show you in a moment, but putting $1 in and taking $10, $11 out. And the only, or I shouldn't say the only, but a really good way, a smart way, and an efficient way to do it is using a conversion pixel. And that takes the whole guesswork out as well. So let's actually jump in and go to the internet. And here I am basically in the Ads Manager. And if you click on the conversion tracking page inside your Ads Manager, you're going to see a page similar to this or just like this. This is actually a personal account, yet another personal account. That's why you're not seeing a lot of anything here. Most of the stuff is in the business account. And I'm just going to play around here, so that way it's going to be easier for us, and there's not going to be any distractions with all other pixels and all that stuff that's happening in our accounts. So what is a conversion pixel? Well, a conversion pixel really allows you to track conversions. And what does that really mean? Well, when the visitors come to your website, for example, they are just prospects, they're visitors, they're shopping around, they're kicking the tires, they're kind of just, seeing what's out there. What is it that you have to offer? And some of them end up being your customers, right? You can use these pixels to basically track customers. You can track checkouts, you can track registrations, you can track leads, key page views, adds to cart, other website conversions. You can track a lot of different things using these conversion tracking pixels. And what they really do is literally track for you who does what and why. For example, you have a webinar, you want people to register for the webinar. You can track how many people are registering. You can track how many leads you're generating, how many people are coming to your website, how many people are adding to cart but maybe not checking out. There's a bunch of things that you can track. We're going to keep it simple, and we're going to use the exact examples that we have so you can get an idea of what this stuff is. So what I'm going to do is explain to you how to use a conversion pixel checkout. And let's say we use this we can put checkout or any other name in here. This is just for you, and we're going to say create a pixel. And then you're going to take this code, you're going to copy this code, and you're going to go over to your Shopify store. You're going to go to settings, then checkout, and you're going to scroll down, and you're going to find this section called additional contents and script. There's going to be a small window which you can extend or enlarge. And as you can see, we have a ton of pixels here and a ton of other information, which you obviously don't need right now, but you will put this all the way on top. So whether you have something here or it's completely empty, you're just going to put this code, you're going to paste this code right over here. We already have our code, so I'm not going to paste anything, but essentially it's going to look like this. So you're going to paste this code right here. You're going to save your page right over here, and you're going to come back, close this out, and this thing is going to look like this. There's no activity yet. There's a red button next to it instead of a green one, and nothing, basically no stats, nothing. The reason is because nothing has happened yet. The first moment somebody actually goes through the process and checks out on your Shopify store and becomes a customer, this will become activated, and you will have one basically person added to this checkout conversion pixel. Okay? And why do we care about these things besides the obvious, to track how many people are doing, whatever it is that we want to track, for example, the checkouts? Well, here's where it gets interesting. So let's say you have a store that basically allows you to sell one item, or you have a store that has multiple items. In our case, we have hundreds and even thousands of items in our store, and we sell sports apparel. If you haven't deduced yet what niche we're in, we are in the sports niche, and we are using or selling, I should say, licensed sports apparel. And as such, we have enormous amounts of products because every team, there's first of all, there's a bunch of teams in every league, and then every league and every team has multiple products, many different products, and then every product has different sizes, right? So we have just enormous amounts of products that we sell. So how do we know what performs well when we run our ads? Well, once we have these checkouts, what we can do is create ads, and I'll show you how to do just that. But we essentially create ads that, if we actually go to, say, 18th, right? I'm going to show you that how this progressed, so you get a better understanding. So now that we have these ads running, for example, in this case, it's for Green Bay Packers fleece and boots. It's a combination of two products, and we want to know how this ad is performing. And again, I'll show you how to set this up, but for now, I just want to show you the results so we can kind of work backwards. So let's say between April 17th and 18th, we spent $31 and we generated $85.23. That's almost $1 in, $3 out. That's really not bad use of your money. How often would you put $1 in and take $3 out, right? You do this as much as possible and as often as possible. Well, you can only see this information, these results, if you have a conversion pixel associated with your ad. And once again, I'll show you how to do that. But in order to do that, you have to have a conversion pixel created in the first place, which is what we've done together here. We've created this checkout pixel. So now when we create our ads, we can simply say that, look, I want to associate this product, this ad with this pixel, and then it's going to basically track this information. Every time somebody buys something and spends any amount of money, that money is going to be considered a conversion value because they've brought in that much money into your business. So you've spent $31 and you've generated almost $90. So that's about $1 in, $3 out. But that's not the only cool thing about this, because now that you see this stuff is working and working pretty well, you can actually scale up. And if we take this all the way, say, to 21st of April, you can see that by then we've spent $116 and generated over $1,300. That's larger than 1 to 10. That's probably 1 to 11, if not more than that. But now you're putting $1 in and you're taking $11 out. That's not a bad way to grow your business and to, essentially generate revenue. I mean, you can do this all day, every day, if you're utilizing these tools correctly. And that's exactly what the power of a conversion pixel does for you, because it allows you to see, well, hey, if I'm doing $1 in, $3 out, let me put as much money as I can in there and generate more sales. And you have to do that, of course, with certain things in mind. But, if you're scaling a product or an ad that works, these are the results that you can eventually generate, where you put $1 in and you take $11 out. And you can do this over and over and over, time after time after time. And at the end of the day, scale this as much as possible. At this point, you can make better decisions. You can make better everything, right? You can start utilizing this information and maybe applying it to your other ads. What really worked here? Let me try to apply that same logic and the same techniques and strategies somewhere else. So I'm showing you guys, again, live ads right now that are running for us and utilizing the exact same tools, techniques, and strategies that I'm sharing with you in this course, fully transparent. And I'm doing this for a very simple reason, because we're not just theoretically sharing this information with you because we read an article. We're doing this day in and day out. This is how we grew from absolutely zero to generating millions of dollars. This is the exact tools, strategies, and techniques that we use. So how do we do this? Well, if we actually go back to create an ad, and in this case, you will need to create and increase conversion on your website. And the reason why you're using this one is because this is the ad type that allows you, as we discussed before, that allows you to, let's say, google.com. It doesn't really matter. And allows you to really track these conversions. So now it says, oh, okay, you want to send traffic to google.com. Which pixel do you want to use? Well, remember we created this checkout pixel, and even though it's not activated yet, there's no activity yet, we still select this pixel, because what's going to happen is we will, of course, generate that activity with this ad. So it says, do you want to add your pixel yourself, or do you want someone else to do it? You can say, I want to add this pixel myself, because we've already done it. And because it's not activated, Facebook doesn't know that we've done it. So it's telling us to do it again. But we've already done it. We've added that pixel to Shopify, as I showed to you earlier. And now we go ahead and we set up this ad with the targeting and everything else, just like we learned to do before. We set up either a single ad, image ad, or a multiple image ad, which also, of course, allows us and Facebook in particular to test which images work better. And then we can use the reporting to see which images perform better, which images get clicked on more, which get responded to more, and so on. Again, in the reports, just like we've seen the reports in the page-like ads, we can go and look up the reports for the images and how they are performing. So it's best to use multiple image ads and then basically add those images, and Facebook will do the hard work for you. But the point here is that once you set this ad up, just like we did before, the only difference is that you would choose to, obviously this would be a URL to your direct product, for example, and you would choose to associate it with this checkout. And this checkout pixel has been added to your checkout page inside your Shopify. Everything is set. Everything is ready. Now when you run this ad, these are the things that you're going to be able to see. Hey, I've spent $1, I'm generating $11 back. Not too bad. That means it's working, obviously. Or it's not working. Then you can easily shut it down. But this is how and why the conversion pixels are so powerful. All right, so in the next video, we're going to cover a retargeting pixel and why that is also a very powerful tool, technique, and strategy that you should apply in your own business. So I'll see you in that video.